Oh, hello, welcome to another episode of Fossiliferous. So, it's Easter holiday still, and I've come out for an evening fossil hunting. So, it's quite a rough sea. It's a very rough sea. So yeah, it could be good. So I've only got about 3 hours maybe before it gets dusk time. That's plenty of time to get some decent ammonites. So yeah, we're down close to the beach. So back on the Yorkshire coast, and did have a little poll on the old YouTube to see what stuff you like to see, and Yorkshire coast is a favourite, not just stack bashing. Already, there's a nodule, a little Eleganticerus block. So, well, there's one in the side there. That's definitely got some interesting stuff in, so we'll give that a tap in a bit, hopefully get a good split. So there's been a lot of water this year, everything's quite wet, but everything's starting to spring back to life now. Now we're into spring. See all the primroses coming out, or wallflowers, I'm not sure what they are, but a bit of colour on the hillside. Yeah, it's very nice. And that is a rough old sea today, so I wasn't expecting it to be that rough because it's not been that windy, but there you go. Problem with living not too close to the coast is you never know what it's going to be like when you get here. So, right, well, there's a lovely pile of pebbles there to look through, quite a bit of fresh shale, and just I put a kind of nodule there. It's only half, but just give that a hit. Never know. I think it's going to be rotten, to be honest. Do it with the left hand, which never works. It's mineralised. There's also a little nodule here as well. There's a couple of nodules actually. And that. And that. Probably part of the same one actually, but no, I don't think they'll be out in those. A few little nodules actually. Again, not the kind of nodules that I think I'll have ammonites in. Yeah, got a few bits. Broken one there. Yeah, that was the outer edge of one. Be worth a little tap. Very sinky, this stuff. And another worn out one there. Focus, a worn out one there. Seen loads of stuff. Again, another worn out one. Looks a good looking nodule. Not sure about that one. Be a tapper. And another worn out one just there. Oh, seaform. Again, some whirls there. There's plenty of bits, we're in the right spot. Fortunately, there is a lot of seaform about, which does always make it a bit difficult to see stuff. That's not a nodule. No, nothing in those two bits that I just picked up, but that looks like one. Oh yeah, from that side, not bad. It's a little bit crushed, but not bad. A little bit of crusty one, but it'll prep up nice, that. So we're heading through the jet rock. You can see there's the jet rock nodules here. That's a good example of a pseudovertebrate, I think. Yeah, this probably don't really contain ammonites on this bit. And you can see the nodules, really hard pyrite skinned concretions. But occasionally there's one that throws up an eleganticerus or a harpocerus. As you can see, we go down through the layers. The best bed is bed 33, and that's the first bed. So the further out you go, the more likely you are to come to find it. I don't think this is the right layer for good stuff. Oh no, there we go, there's an eleganticerus imprint. Just there. So, but yeah, there's no loose nodules anyway, so not much we can do here. But yeah, they do get dislodged, and they do roll out into these little gullies. So it's always worth tapping a jet rock nodule. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah, so I do like this place because it's a beautiful little bay. You've got in the cliff, sort of about there. Just up there you can see there's a nice big sort of cavity. Always does that. But yeah, so that's the Bifron zone. And then we come down through the jet rock and the falciparum zone with the big nodules. You can see those big bands of nodules there, some really big huge ones as well. And then as we go down, we're getting gradually older. And just over there's the Tenicostatum zone, all the grey shales. So they span about 3 million years, the Bifrons. I think 181 for the grey shales. And then obviously the rest of it's a bit younger, probably about 1 million years actually. I think up to about 180 million years. So yeah, all in the space of one little bay, and some absolutely giant nodules just there and there in the cliff. And there's 3 bands of big nodules. So there's the millstones, the pseudovertebrae, and something else that I've forgotten. But usually tells you what bed number you're in. I should really study that a bit more, because I can never tell what bed I'm in apart from when I'm in bed 33, because there's loads of ammonites. So right, let's have a look, see what we can find. Again, find little jet rock nodules all over. So it's worth tapping a few of them and see what we can find. Right, so I just picked this up, and that looks an interesting good nodule. There's a DAC or something in there. There's obviously one on there as well. It does look a little squished, so I'm going to have to give it a tap and see what happens. So if it comes out to anything, I'll show you. If not, well, it's just going to be on the beach. It's a bit more debris, I'm afraid. Well, a proper solid pyrite nodule. Isn't too bad actually, but I'm going to leave that because it's a heavy old lump. Leave it there. If it's still there and I've not found out, I might take it on the way back. Is that another one there? Another one back there, look, again, not really that good, so we'll leave that one as well. Another find. So that, is it an Ellie or is it Harpo? I think it might be a little Harpo. It's got quite a bit of curved sickle ribbing. No grooves though, unless it's a cleb, but they don't normally come in this stuff. I'm a bit dubious about this middle, but yeah, it's not looking bad. I might try and split it and see if I can get it from the other side. Who knows? Yeah, we're in the tenny zone. Absolute beauty, this one. Look at that. Wow. Perfect split on that Tenicostatum. Don't even need to prep that, although I'll probably get the edge done a little bit more. Absolutely a pinpoint centre. Perfect. Right, another one. Oi! Look at that. Almost perfect semi-salatum. It's lovely. Taking a bit of the outer off, but trimmed down nicely that. That's nice there. Seeing the shell. There's a grey shales nodule with a bellum right there. That'd be almost perfect, that. I'm going to take it though. Phragma cone always seems to preserve in the nodule. Yeah, that's the bedrock, so we leave that alone. Well, I think I might have found something a bit more special here. You see there's a little bit of ribbing there. It's broke open. And I think it's a tenucrostatum multiblock, so there's certainly one there. There's a broken one there, broken one there. There's more in here. There's one there, broken one there. Oh, that's popped off. Unfortunately, it's a bit friable. So yeah, that might not be no good, that bit. Oh, there's definitely one in there as well. But yeah, I'll take all the bits. Never know, I might glue back together. There's an even better of a belemnite. You can see the phragma cone will be preserved in that nodule, and the belemnite sticking out there. Quite a nice one, that. Not bad. Well, it's interesting. I think that might be a bit of a nautilus. There's a load of belemnites on top. But yeah, fortunately the middle would have been there, so yeah, it's not there. I wonder if the middle's popped out anywhere. A big dack there though, but it's not quite all there. Right. Interesting. It'd be very nice if there was just a middle waiting for me somewhere. Cool. Maybe I'll have to have a little look for that. So, what comes after the tenucrostatums, I hear you ask? Well, there are some rarer grey shales ammonites, but you don't tend to see them very often. Let's see, possibly somewhere around here there might be some of those wearing out, but I can't see anything. And then after that, you can see the red band over there, the siderite layer. Let's see, pleroceras beds. So, yeah, it marks the Ensbackian Tuartian and Noxic sea event. So there was a big die out at the end of the Ensbackian stage, and yeah, check that nodule there, might be worth a tap. Yeah, it's a big die off, and it left quite a long time where there weren't very many species left. So on there you can see we've got layers of red siderite nodules. Got ammonite there in pyrite. Quite worn is that though. Bit of a multi-block that, but it's not worth taking. So yeah, there's keep trying to tell you this but get distracted. So yeah, you can see the red layers there. So under those is where we get the Pleroceras horscarensis in Yorkshire, or Pleroceras spinatum if you go to other parts of the world. Another knackered dack. Plenty of those today. The sea's definitely been very strong. Definitely has given a lot of the old look at a lobster claw. Yeah, it's given a lot of the old rock falls quite a battering. Moved quite a lot of rocks around, which is good news for future erosion for us fossil hunters. So, certainly a few bits dropped down here, but not of interest much. Let's go see if we can find some signs of Pleroceras. To be honest, it looks like most of the bed has been covered up. Yep, fortunately it's all under gravel. Yeah, this is the ocean anoxic event. There we go, some signs of Pleroceras. That's one there, it's very worn, this one. there's an imprint there. But yeah, so this is the base. Yeah, cool. There's another one wearing out just here. Sometimes you can find good ones. That huge piece of wood there as well, going into the shale. Let's pick this up. And there is a rhinoceros in there. You can see the little nodes. I don't know if it's all there, and it's a big rock, so I don't know if it'd knock that down. I've just knocked down this jet rock nodule that's not in it, but oh, look at that. That's nice. Could even be a double, that. Could quite easily be a double. Lovely. Alright, so just had a little tiny Eleganticeras. It's not bad. Can you spot the DAC? Do 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 do. Bing! Not the best example of a DAC in the world, but yeah, you'll have a middle, so we'll take that. Nice. Well, I spotted a cannonball. Oh, it's a big round cannonball. Lovely. Looks a bit too perfect to have an ammonite in it. Right. So the trick with this, hit them with the side of the hammer and don't hit them in the same place twice if they don't break. Clean split, and what a surprise! It's empty. Never mind. No, it's definitely a tenny day today. That it's not quite all there, but it's a lovely one, is that? I think it's definitely worth keeping. Nice. Well, this rock is screaming at me to hit it. It's saying pleroceras. You can see there's an imprint there, look, so it's probably not big in it. We'll give it a tap and see. Spot the DAC time. I don't think it's all there actually. No, not all there, never mind. But there's another rock here I've just stopped at, which again looks like it's screaming pleroceras at me. Oh yes. You can see another imprint. Oh, so that's definitely worth a crack. So in it, we'll get back to you. Well, there's the remains there of a big old pleroceras. These do come in multi-blocks. Well, it looks like it's full of siderite, full of veins of calcite. It's unlikely to have anything else in, unfortunately. Never mind. Oh, another interesting find. So, quite a shelly block. And there's a little Amalpheus in it. I think it's an Amalpheus subnodosus. Nice. Well, I just found a massive pseudo. It's hard to tell, but I reckon that poking out there as a keel, it can only be a pseudo. In fact, oh yep, there's a bit there. You can see a bit there as well. There's a little bit missing. That's a monster. If that's all there and not crushed, that's a monster pseudo. So I'm going to put that in the bag because, yeah, that size, it can have a little bit of restoration on that little outer whirl if needs be. That's a monster. Wow. Okay, heading back now. So yeah, two nice finds so far. Let's see if we can find anything on the way back. Oh, right, didn't need the torch. It's just about light. I was going to do another little bit, but I decided it was wise to come up the hill. Besides, the bag's quite heavy. Not a bad day. Lovely tenny, lovely semislatum. Oh, a little multi-block, massive pseudo, and a few DACs. So yeah, can't go wrong at that. So, oh, back to the car and a breather. So back home now, and time to have a little bit of a roundup. Not a bad little day to be fair yesterday. I think I was there about 3 hours, that's it. So yeah, not many DACs this time, but not that worried. One fairly nice one-ish. I think probably that one's the best one. Could even be a semi-salatum, that, but there is a bit of crushing, but yeah, Anyway, trade box. But some actually nice finds. I mean, this could be definitely very interesting. So that is definitely a multi-block, I think, of tennies. You can just see how many keels there are there. There are a couple of layers as well, so that could be absolutely packed full of little ammonites, that rock. And there's another piece of the same rock here. It was already fractured. I didn't manage to save the other bits, so again, could be good. Who knows? I think they were stuck together like that. Don't know what that is, but it looks quite chunky. That's a lovely semi-salatum. I think it's a semi-salatum ammonite. Look at the pyrite on that. So that's nice. Possibly a little bit of crushing to the centre, but yeah, pretty good that. Happy with that. Should be nice and easy to tidy up. What else did we get? A lovely tenny. So that's nice. Proper good split. It'll tidy up really nicely. Keep it as a pebble. Little Amalpheus subnodosus. There's a nice little bivalve there as well. They're always nice to collect. That was the ammonite that I found right at the start. I did tap it on the way back, but it's getting a bit dark, so I couldn't really film it very well. But not too bad. Not the best. There's a little in there as well. Little in there. Another little eleganticerus. Harpocerus, hoping it's going to be there from the other side, which is a shame. I think it does look like that's gone. Again, a lovely, I think that's a semi-salatum, I think. Looking at that, I reckon that could be a double. We'll see when it's prepped. Again, I found the other half of this this ammonite, so that's all there. There's a little chunk missing, but it does fit quite nicely. And the little chunks sat on there, so that can go back on there, so that'll glue back together. But yeah, this is definitely the find for me of the trip. It's a huge pseudolioceras. You can see the keel poking out there. So there's a little bit of the inner whorl missing there. Oops. So you can see there is where it pokes out. There's a little bit missing there, but again, size of this, it's worth possibly a little bit of restoration on that. That should be quite an easy fix. And I reckon it comes out. I reckon there's a little bit showing there, a little bit of keel. I actually reckon that's the keel there, so I think it goes all the way around. I think it's the size of the nodule, which if that's the size of the nodule, that's a big pseudo, is that? A big pseudo. So yeah, looking forward to getting that prepped and seeing what that turns out like. Should be really good. So yeah, some nice ones probably for the collection there. At least those two, possibly that one, maybe even the harpo, depends on how it turns out. Possibly that multi. We'll see when they're prepped, what they turn out like.